Emperor Palpatine, Darth Sidious, was able to accomplish many things. At a young age, he worked his way into a position of influence, mostly through his family name on Naboo. He then worked his way up to Senator, Chancellor, and ultimately Emperor, mostly due to his ability to cloak his Force abilities from the Jedi. But what if Darth Sidious wasn't able to cloak himself from the Jedi? How would he gain his power and bring about the Empire? He most likely couldn't do it alone. He would need someone on the inside, someone with ambition, someone like Palpatine. Today we ask, what if Darth Sidious and Emperor Palpatine were two different people? A young Palpatine on Naboo, while studying ancient texts, happens upon some literature talking about the Sith. His interest grows, and using his family's money, he begins collecting ancient Sith artifacts, which draws the attention of one Darth Sidious, instead of Darth Plagueis like in the novel. Sidious arrives on Naboo seeking the nobleman who has been purchasing these specific artifacts. When Sidious arrives, they discuss the ancient order of the Sith and how the Jedi perverse their role as peacekeepers. Sidious also has a vision of creating a new Sith empire and eliminating the Jedi. Palpatine may not agree with everything, but he likes the idea of an empire so he can rule the way he believes the galaxy should be ruled. Sidious enlists Palpatine's assistance and agrees to take him on as a Sith apprentice. Palpatine never becomes a Sith, he only believes that he is becoming one. Sidious will fake Palpatine's powers and progress just to keep him under Sidious's control. Phase 1 is fairly simple, just like in the movies. Palpatine will focus on gaining more power while Sidious builds the Separatist movement, and together they work to create these situations that Palpatine can take advantage of and absorb more power. So episode 1 unfolds just like it did in the movie. Palpatine will get elected to Chancellor, and the next phase of Sidious and Palpatine's plan can unfold. As Chancellor, Palpatine has many visitors, Sidious being one of them, visiting the Chancellor frequently under a new guise. Palpatine appoints Sidious as Vice Chancellor, and they use the threat from the Separatist movement and the upcoming Clone Wars as an opportunity to grant Palpatine emergency power until the war is over. So again, everything's moving the same as in the movies. Now, flash forward to episode 3. This is where Sidious's use for Palpatine hits its peak. Anakin is speaking to Palpatine about saving Padme, and Palpatine offers to help. Palpatine begins speaking to him about the dark side, Darth Plagueis, which he heard from Darth Sidious, and Anakin asks how he knows so much about the dark side. And Palpatine responds, when he started working with the Jedi, he wanted to know more about them, and ultimately, of course, he would learn about the Sith and their culture, and he says,
"If one is to understand the great mystery, one must study all its aspects, not just the dogmatic, narrow view of the Jedi."
The Jedi and the Sith both want the same thing. They want peace throughout the galaxy. They're just going about it two different ways. And over time, Anakin will build trust in Palpatine and eventually is introduced to Darth Sidious one evening. Anakin can feel the dark side, and he's nervous, but he's also curious about Darth Plagueis and the ability to save life, and he's desperate to save Padme. After this meeting, and Anakin's not going to agree to go with Darth Sidious, but it's an option. He's like, I'm not going to expose you, even though I should, but you haven't done any harm. Anakin's been watching the Vice Chancellor, and he has no reason to turn him in. Sidious, after the meeting, gives Palpatine this new artifact, something that the Jedi would never recognize. It's an ancient artifact, just something as like a, hey, you're doing such a good job. Here's like a little thank you gift. And Palpatine's very grateful. And then Sidious gives him a lightsaber and says, your journey to the dark side is almost complete. We need to begin training you in lightsaber dueling because his plan's almost to fruition. The war is almost over. During a meeting with the Jedi, Windu or Yoda or someone on the council would recognize that Sith artifact, but they would speak about it in the council meeting, and they would be concerned. They're like, why does this person have this Sith artifact? They can start to feel the dark side surrounding the Chancellor starting to grow, and that gives them cause for concern. Sidious tells Anakin to let the Jedi Council know, tell them that he is a Sith. Like, tell them the truth. Let them know. He doesn't tell him to go attack. He tries to convince Anakin that the Sith don't want a fight. He tells Anakin to tell the Jedi to come meet with the Chancellor, get to know him, and know that they can work together. They don't have to fight anymore. Of course, that doesn't work. Anakin tries to talk to them, and they're like, no, he's a Sith Lord. He needs to be arrested, and so that's what they go do. When they confront him in his office, Palpatine, of course, thinks he is this great Sith Lord and like all these powers that Sidious has been doing for him. He gets over arrogant, he has his lightsaber, he's ready to fight. He's ready to take on the Jedi, and the Jedi kill him. And Anakin is crushed. Why would the Jedi do this? They're evil. So he seeks out Sidious, and he tells him what happened. And Sidious says, it's okay. I didn't think this would happen from the Jedi. He tries to act betrayed and surprised that this would happen. So then he recruits Anakin and says, hey, protect me, because they're going to come for me next. I need your help. And Anakin says, okay, as long as you can help protect Padme and help me save Padme, I will protect you. After Palpatine is assassinated, Sidious would be appointed to the new Chancellor. He would address the Senate, and that's when he creates the First Galactic Empire, he banishes the Jedi, and he sets up the next phase of his plan, with Anakin at his side. So not much would change other than the fact that Darth Sidious could have used Palpatine as a puppet. The slow dissolvement of the Senate would take nearly 20 years, but after that, and with the completion of the Death Star, that would bring Darth Sidious to the peak of his power. And then after the destruction of the Death Star, Sidious would become obsessed with this Luke Skywalker, this son of Anakin, this last Jedi. He's like, I thought we had wiped them out. He destroyed our great battle station that was giving me all this power through fear. So he immediately goes to work on building another one. And he's like, we need to capture Luke. We need to find this last Jedi and wipe them out. His ego is so strong at this point, and he's obsessed with finding Luke and eliminating the Jedi. It would ultimately lead to his destruction, like we see in the movies, sort of. But that's my what if. What is your what if? What do you think would happen if Emperor Palpatine and Darth Sidious were two different people? Now leave your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to know what you think would happen. And as always,
may the Force be with you.